Today I'll be reviewing the first mechanical watch I ever purchased. Hello guys, I'm Adrian and welcome to Watches in Nature. Almost exactly 1 year ago today, I purchased my first ever mechanical watch. But before I get into that, let me tell you how I began my horological journey. I actually started off by trying to look for a good watch for my wife for her birthday, as well as my mom as a gift. So of course, being a person who doesn't know anything about watches at the time, I was only looking for aesthetics. I was looking about how a watch would look good on their hands. So after buying the watches for them, I decided I wanted a watch for myself. So I started to dig a little bit more, learn a little bit more about watches. So of course, being of this generation, we looked into YouTube. So I came across various watch channels that really provided a lot of help for me, increased my knowledge about watches. And the channels are like, for example, Teddy Balthazar's channel, Horology House, Buck and Jack, The Simple Consultant, and even The Slender Wrist. So all these channels actually taught me a lot about watches, and I started to know what is a quartz watch, what is a mechanical watch. Before that, I had no idea. So a funny story was that when I went to a watch shop once, and I was looking for a watch for my wife, and the sales assistant was asking me, so do you want a mechanical watch, a quartz watch, do you want an automatic watch? And I was like, I had no idea what she was talking about. I didn't want to look foolish, so I just said, yes, I want an automatic watch. Again, after looking at all these YouTube channels, I realized that, and I learned a lot. After looking at all the brands, I decided to go for a Seiko because they provided a lot of value at their price range. I decided to go for the Seiko Fuyugeshiki under the Cocktail Time line. They were released at about October of 2018. I was caught up in the hype of all the advertisements that they showed, and it actually looked like a really beautiful watch. So here I am. I will try to let you know about what I feel about the watch after a year of owning it. This is the Seiko Presage Fuyugeshiki with the reference number SSA385J1. In 2017, Seiko debuted the Presage Cocktail Time collection, a line of watches created in collaboration with noted bartenders in Japan. They are known for their stunning dials and was well received by watch fans worldwide. Seiko has also released several limited edition pieces of the range, such as the Starlight, the Fubuki, and several others. I really do like this concept and idea of adding a backstory to the watches. Granted, it is a marketing move, but it does add an allure to them. The Fuyugeshiki was released in October 2018 and comes in 3 variants. 2 of them are the men's version, with one a simple 3-hander and the other with a date and power reserve indicator. The men's versions are limited to 7,000 pieces each, though some might contend that 7,000 is too high of a number to be considered limited edition. The women's version, which is slightly smaller in diameter, is limited to 5,000 pieces. The Fuyugeshiki measures in at 40.5mm in diameter and 14.4mm in height. The thickness of the case is due to the power reserve and date displays. In all honesty, the date subdial, though aesthetically pleasing, is not the easiest thing to read. It has a 20mm lug width and a lug-to-lug of 47.5mm. It has a domed hardlex crystal as well as a see-through case back. It also has 50 meters of water resistance, so you would have no problem getting this watch wet, though I would not want to swim with it. It is powered by the in-house automatic 4R57 movement with 29 jewels. It has 41 hours of power reserve and beats at a standard 21,600 beats an hour. This movement hand winds and hacks, which means that the second hand stops when you pull out the crown to adjust the time. The 4R series movement are considered an entry-level movement for Seiko, just a step up from the 7 series, and therefore isn't anything really impressive in this price range. After a year, I noticed that my watch is running at about 5 seconds per day, which is very good, considering that the stated accuracy is actually quite a bit lower than that. This is actually quite true for most Seikos. They do tend to run better than their stated accuracy. I quite like the oversized crown, as it does provide a very nice grip. The S stamped into the crown is also a nice little touch, and frankly, I would have been disappointed if it wasn't. The bracelet is, well, a little bit of a letdown. One of the reasons being the lack of solid end links, but I actually did find that it wears quite comfortably. Much to my surprise, I found that the Fuyugeshiki is quite the strap monster. I've worn it on bracelets, suedes, leathers, canvas, and natos, and I think it really can pull off quite a number of looks. Fuyugeshiki means winter scene in Japanese, and according to Seiko, the dial is supposed to capture the magic of the bright light of a clear winter's day. In my mind, they have undoubtedly succeeded. It is my favorite watch to photograph as the dial truly is mesmerizing. I find myself looking down at this watch much more often than when I'm wearing any other watch. Some owners have even labeled this the baby snowflake. The blued seconds hand, date indicator as well as the tip of the power reserve indicator adds a nice dash of color to the watch. The texture of the base of the dial is what makes this watch such an eye-catcher. The deep contoured lines gives me the impression of frozen ice more than snow. It really is quite amazing what Seiko has done in terms of dials for the whole cocktail timeline. I would consider the Fuyugeshiki as a great everyday watch. The width as well as the thickness makes it hard to fit under a shirt cuff, and therefore I wouldn't call it an ideal dress watch. Being a strap monster, I would say that it fits most casual occasions, though it is definitely not built as a sports watch. I think without a doubt, Seiko makes among the best dials at this price range. I can't really emphasize more than that. The finishing on the hands, indices as well as the printing is also really crisp. However, the few things that are let down is the bracelet as well as the glass. You cannot expect sapphire at this price range, however you're only getting a hard legs. That said, the hard legs on my Fuyugeshiki, even after a year of use, is almost scratch free. The one on my Seiko 5, the SN-KL23, has a lot of scratches. So I'm actually guessing that Seiko do make different levels of hard legs as well. Another thing I hope that they would make would be smaller versions of the watch of this whole cocktail time range, maybe at 38 or 39 millimeters, as it will fit my wrist better. All in all, if you're looking for a watch with a dial that's amazing, you don't have to look far beyond the cocktail time range of the Seiko Presage line. Thanks for watching, and that's all for today. Please do check out my other videos, which should pop up somewhere on the screen here, and do follow me at Instagram @WatchesInNature for daily pics. See you soon!